Hello students, a very good morning to one and all. Welcome to the next lecture of online theory class series of subject Novel Drug Delivery System. I am Mrs. Aarti Majumdar, Associate Professor from the Department of Pharmaceutics, Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education, Indore. Dear students, in continuation of our discussion on nanotechnology and targeted drug delivery system, so far we have discussed about what are targeted drug delivery system, what is the principle and rationale behind the development of targeted drug delivery system. We have also discussed about various types of carriers which are used to target drug to the particular site of action. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about various approaches used for drug targeting. Dear students, various types of approaches which are used for drug targeting includes passive targeting, then inverse drug targeting, or active targeting, which can be ligand mediated targeting or physical targeting, then dual targeting, then double targeting, and then combination targeting. These are all approaches, various types of approaches which are used to target medicament to the desired site where the pharmacological action is required. So dear student, we are going to discuss all of these approaches in detail one by one. So starting with passive targeting. Now the carrier systems which target the systemic circulation, they are called as passive delivery system. Various passive delivery system includes colloidal carriers, that is drug incorporated vesicular carrier or drug incorporated colloidal microparticulate carrier. Along with these colloidal carriers, cellular carriers which are of micron or submicron size range, they can also be used in passive targeting. Now, what is passive targeting? Passive targeting, it is a passive process that utilizes the natural course of biodistribution of carrier molecules, drug incorporated carriers, which results eventually in the accumulation of carriers in a particular organ compartment. The passive targetability of these drug-loaded carrier system is due to the recognition of these molecules either in intact form or in opsonized form to the cells of phagocytic cells of reticuloendothelial system of the body. Opsonized form means after attaching to some opsonin molecules such as antibodies or certain proteins, after attachment of an opsonin onto the carrier surface, these carrier molecules, they get favorable attachment over the receptors present on the surfaces of phagocytic cells. So in both the state, either in intact form or in opsonized form, these carrier molecules, these are recognized with the phagocytic cell of reticuloendothelial system of the body, thus helps in the passive targeting of drug molecule to the desired site. Now, the ability of uptake of these carrier molecules, drug-loaded carrier molecules by the phagocytic cell of reticuloendothelial system of the body, especially in liver and spleen, it helps in targeting or delivering of drug to these organs. Thus, the passive capture of drug-loaded carriers through the macrophages, it provides a therapeutic opportunity to deliver anti-infective agent called as passive hepatic targeting. Passive lysosomal targeting can also be utilized for the delivery of medicaments to the lysosomal compartments for the treatment of diseases, lysosomal storage diseases. Now, inverse targeting. One more thing I want to explain you about passive targeting, that it has certain limitations that that are observed in passive targeting when microparticulate carriers are used. As the major limitation is that these microparticulate drug-loaded carriers, they have limited permeability to the endothelial cells, and another limitation is that the therapeutic application, practical application of passive targeting is largely restricted to the targeting of drug or medicaments to the intravascular organs of reticuloendothelial system only. So the attempt has to be made to target drugs to non-reticuloendothelial system organs. Now, inverse targeting. The principle of inverse targeting, it is based on avoidance or to circumvent the passive uptake of drug-loaded carrier system to the reticuloendothelial system, which leads to the reversion of natural biodistribution trend of drug-loaded carrier molecules, which results in targeting of the drug to the non-reticuloendothelial system, organs outside the reticuloendothelial system. So, for reverse targeting, various strategies have been applied to suppress reticuloendothelial system of the body so that the drug can be delivered or targeted to the other organs. It can be done by, it may be done by administering a large amount of blank colloidal carriers or macromolecules such as dextran sulfate into the body. This results in the blockade of reticuloendothelial system, thereby resulting in the impairment of host defense system. Now, after this, when the reticuloendothelial system is suppressed, if the drug-loaded carriers are administered, then they can be targeted to other organs which are outside reticuloendothelial system. Other strategies include modification of shape, size, surface rigidity, or the hydrophilicity and of the carrier molecules. Drug-loaded carrier molecules can be surface modified. An attempt has been made to increase the hydrophilicity to modify the surface of carrier, which results in the diversion of diversion in the passive uptake of these carriers into the reticuloendothelial system. It has been also observed that various non-ionic surfactants such as polaxamer or polaxamine, when coated to the nanoparticles or emulsions, they can bypass reticuloendothelial system, thus resulting in the increased circulation of these carrier molecule in the body, and also targeting of these molecules to the organ other than the reticuloendothelial system. So, this is all about passive targeting and inverse targeting, which these approaches which are used for the targeting of medicaments at the desired site of action. So dear students, in our next lecture we are going to discuss about active targeting, both ligand mediated active targeting and